I stood on the kitchen counter. I tried to reach a box of light bulbs. Suddenly, the shelf broke. I fell hard onto the floor. My elbow hit the ground. Everything from the shelf fell down too. Glass jars broke. A tin of nails rolled away. Then I saw a large wooden box. I had never seen it before. My husband Brian ran in. "Are you okay?" he asked. I said, "But look at this box." I don't know where it came from. Brian picked up the box. It was old and heavy. He opened it slowly. Inside, we found 3 things. There was a small baby shirt, an old photograph, and a blue card. I took the photograph first. It showed a young woman holding a baby. She stood near a park bench. The trees had no leaves. She wore a thin coat, but she smiled at the baby. The baby had a small mark on the neck. I touched my own neck. I had the same mark there. "That's you," Brian said quietly. "But that woman is not your mum." I looked at the baby shirt. It was light blue with clouds on it. Above the tag, someone wrote a name, Hope. "That's not my name," I said. I picked up the card. It had only 2 words, "Forgive me. My parents died 5 years ago." They never told me I was adopted. But now I remembered small things. My mother never talked about my baby years. My father always changed the subject when I asked questions. The next day, I called my mother's cousin, Sharon. I asked if I could visit her. When I arrived, I showed her the photograph. Her face became very pale. "Where did you find this?" she asked. I told her about the box. "I was waiting for this day," Sharon said. She looked sad. "That woman was your birth mother. Her name was Eleanor. She was 19 when you were born. She had no family and no money. She wanted to give you a better life. So she gave you to your parents. They wanted a baby for many years. Eleanor gave you to them herself. She asked them to keep that photo." "Why didn't my parents tell me?" I asked. Sharon looked down. "They wanted to tell you, but your mother got sick. Then your father didn't know how to say it." "Did they change my name?" I asked. "Yes," Sharon said. "You were Hope. Then they named you Hannah." I felt strange. My whole life felt different now. "Do you know where Eleanor is?" I asked. Sharon shook her head. She moved away. She didn't want contact. She was afraid you would hate her. At home, I couldn't stop thinking, who was Eleanor? Did I look like her? Did I walk like her? Why did she leave that photo? The next morning, I went to the records office. I found Eleanor's name, Eleanor Barrett. She gave birth in 1992 at Woodridge Maternity Home. I drove to the old hospital. It was closed now. The windows were broken. Weeds grew everywhere. A man was painting a fence nearby. I showed him the photograph. "I remember her," he said. "That's Eleanor. She was very quiet. She stayed here for a few days after the birth. Then she left alone. She used to sit outside in the cold, holding her baby. She wouldn't let anyone else touch you." I went home and told Brian everything. "Do you want to find her?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "I have to." We searched on the computer for many hours. Finally, we found something. A librarian in a small village told us about Eleanor Ross. She lived there and taught at a school. But then he said, she passed away 5 years ago. Cancer. My heart broke. I was too late. We went to the cemetery. I found her grave. Eleanor Ross, 1974 to 2017. Someone left a fresh white flower there. I placed the photograph on her grave. I cried for the first time. I cried for the mother who called me hope. A few weeks later, Sharon found another photograph. It showed Eleanor when she was older. Next to her stood a young blonde girl, about 16 years old. I think she had another child, Sharon said. I needed to find this girl. After many days of searching, I found her. Her name was Mia. She was Eleanor's daughter. She lived with her Aunt Sandra. I went to their house. Sandra let me in. Eleanor never told Mia about you, she said. But I will tell her now. The next day I met Mia in a cafe. She was nervous. I showed her the old photograph of baby Hope. She kept your photo, Mia said. She looked at it every year on your birthday. She always called you Hope. We talked for hours. We shared stories about Eleanor. We laughed and cried together. Mia said she never talked about her past, but I always knew she carried a secret. After that day, Mia and I talked often. We became sisters. We shared our memories of a mother we both loved. She was brave, but also broken. She gave me a way to give me a better life. She kept Mia and loved her too. I learned something important from this story. Family is not just about blood. It's about love and sacrifice. Eleanor made a hard choice when she was young. She wanted me to have a good life. My parents loved me and raised me well. Now I have a sister I never knew about. The box of secrets opened a door to the truth. And the truth, even when it hurts, can also heal. Sometimes the hardest truths lead us to the most beautiful connections. Love takes many forms, and every act of love, even letting go, has meaning. Asterisk, asterisk, moral. Asterisk, asterisk, the truth may be painful, but it can also bring healing and new connections. Love means making sacrifices for others, and family is built on more than just blood. It's built on the choices we make and the love we share.